Hello and welcome to another stream with the BSL 12 GosuLeague round of 16. My name is MasterReY, and with me here, as always, the wonderful Snipe. Welcome.
Thank you. Glad to be here. Excited as always, and looking forward to some more GosuLeague action. If the games are anything like they were last week, they should be some pretty good games today. So I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah, we definitely already had some nice games last time in Group A, and today we will cast Group B. And yeah, we'll take a small look at the group here. There we go. So on the right here, you can see Group B on the screen. And yeah, let's go over the players that we have today. We have our Mexican Zerg Deska. Let's see how he did. He won his round of 32 group with 2-0. Okay, getting one free win, yeah, and then winning against Sneasel. So he only played one game to get here. But yeah, he's for sure a good player, and we already have cast him before. Snipe, why don't you tell us about our last cast of Deska?
Yeah, he has a very distinct style in ZVT. We didn't see ZVT last time, but we did cast him last season. We saw a lot of two-hatch lurker drops. He plays a little bit differently, sometimes falls behind and makes a good comeback. So I'm actually
Yeah.
looking forward. I think he could make it out of this group. Could be interesting to see. Like I'm expecting some good ZVT from him today, since it looks like that's his first match.
Yeah, exactly. We know that he is always lurker dropping against Terran, and we have a Terran for him in the first game here, so that will be exciting. And yeah, with that, coming to his opponent, a Peruvian Terran by the name of Handy. We cast Peruvian Terran last time here with Goku, winning his group 2-0 in the group A here. But we have also cast Handy before. I cannot really recall how the games went, what his playstyle was, but he did go 2-1 in his round of 32 group. Yeah, basically lost to Cruzago, the eventual winner of the group, and then came back against Sheep and Favorit.
Yeah, yeah. Looking forward to seeing some more of his play. Looks like he went, like you said, he went kind of even against Protoss there. There is one Protoss in the group, but he's got a couple of Zergs, and he did win pretty handily against that Zerg players. So we'll see if he can do it again in advance today.
Yeah, let's see about that. On the other side of this group, in the other match, we have the Spanish Zerg, Squall. I think Squall is a very old school player. Most of you guys who have been around 10 years ago know this name, but he went pretty active again a few months ago and has been doing pretty well. Let's check his performance here. That is Group H in the round of 32. He won that 2-0, winning against Ruskik and Wingzel, so two Protoss here. And he also has a Protoss as his opponent here. So what do you think, Snipe?
Yeah, I think Squall's been in BSL GosuLeague a few times now. I've seen him around. He usually does pretty well, so I think he could make it out as well. Like anyone could make it out of this group, really. But yeah, I think he's got a lot of fans too. From what I've seen from previous casts, people were cheering for him. So look for him to put on a strong performance today too.
Yeah, for sure. And his opponent, the Croatian Protoss, Desakwe. Desakwe, let's see what he did in the round of 32. He actually went out in second place in Group A here, winning against losing against Clauso, the eventual third place of the group, but then coming back against Itsu and then Clauso again. So look pretty close. But I know Snipe. I think he's in your team, right? Why don't you tell us something about him?
Yeah, I don't have too many interactions with him. He is in the NAS A team, where I'm in the NAS B team. I'm too noob for the NAS A, but he's put on a strong performance. He's been around for a long time. Like I said, I know he's played Dragon in the finals of a TLS a long time ago, where Dragon took him down. But uh, Definitely a very strong Protoss player, and looking forward to his games as well.
Yeah, I think he also went pretty far in the last season's GosuLeague. I think he reached at least round of 8, if I remember correctly. Yeah, probably round of 8, otherwise he would be in Pro League right now. So yeah, definitely a strong player as well.
Yep.
Okay, so those are our players, guys. And the first match will be Deska versus Handy. We have a nice mixed group of all the races here, and yeah, there will be some awesome games for everyone. So without further ado, let's go into it, I would say.
All right.
First game is loading here. I will quickly show the map. It will be a Blue Storm. We can see the map here. Blue Storm. Mm, yeah, we have talked about this map beforehand. I just wanted to get it quickly on the screen so anyone's memory is a bit refreshed, and I think now we are ready to get into the game.
Yeah. Bit of a different kind of a map for sure. Some interesting features. There's actually a lot of room. Like we talked about this at the start of cast. There's a lot of room for
Yeah.
drops here for Deska if he was going to go for a 2-hatch lurker drop. So definitely good option. Like you can drop from the top of the base, bottom of the base, anywhere.
Yeah, that is true. Also good for Mutalisk maybe. So let's see if Deska decides to switch it up. But first of all, let's introduce the players. In the bottom left, we have our Peruvian Terran. It is Handy.
All right. And in the top right, repping the purple Zerg, it's none other than our Mexican BSL 12 Deska.
Okay, so yeah, I'm really looking forward to see if Deska goes for that lurker drop or not. If he
Me
does,
too.
I don't know, his future opponents can just hard counter lurker drops every game.
Right? Like I'm pretty sure he did it every single game against Terran last season. Um, but maybe he watched our casts and heard us talking about how much he does this, and he's gonna change it up. Like Mutalisks, like you were saying, could definitely be effective here too. Like it's hard for Bio to move through that little choke if there's Mutalisks trying to pick them off. Um, or there's plenty of angles for the Mutalisks to fly in the base of Terran. Like there's a lot of ground he has to kind of cover with turrets or Marines moving them around. So definitely a viable option as well, but we'll see. Looks like he's opening here with a pool and gas first, so he wants to maybe put on some early pressure to try and catch his opponent off guard.
Yeah. This barracks placement, I think this will make a full wall if we place this a depot on top of it. But yeah, he's now scouting it probably. Okay, he's not scouting the pool timing. He's trying to deny the expansion here. But Deska is, he doesn't even want to expand. He's just faking it at this point. He made Zerglings and he doesn't have 300 minerals. So the Zerglings here are pretty late or scouted pretty late by Handy.
Yeah, nice little mind games there coming up from Deska, faking like he wanted to take the hatch, keeping Handy's SCV there so he didn't know that there was actually Lings on the way. Now, there's not a ton of Lings going across the map. There's only 3 at the moment, one staying behind to chase the SCV. It doesn't look like Deska's going to be making any more, so not really a hard commit here. And with this wall up too, Handy should be perfectly fine.
Yeah. So yeah, he either knows it or remembers from back in the day, or he put some research in, but that is the perfect wall here on this map, so that's why he didn't need to see the links as early as possible, because he didn't really need to prepare, because he knows he is totally safe with the wall in. Okay, and
Yep.
also
All
scouting the
right.
lair here. Scouting when the lair
Yeah.
starts, that's also very important for Terrans.
Yeah, now he'll have a rough idea. Oh, but look at
Ooh.
this. After killing the
Yes.
SCV, Deska actually cancels the lair and throws
Wow.
down a Hydralisk den. So maybe not Lurker drops, but maybe Hydras? 2-hatch Hydra or something coming in?
I mean, that's the only possibility without Lair. He cannot
Yeah.
go for Lurkers, he cannot go for Mutalisk, and you don't get the Hydralisk then if you go for Mass Circlings. So, yeah, is Handy prepared for that? What is he doing here? Is he going for an engineering bay or is he going for a second barracks? That's a big question here, I would say. Is there something hidden below the
Yeah.
minimap? No. Okay, never mind. He already has two barracks, of course. So
Yeah.
if he's in this base, I think he's fine if he sees the Hydras from inside his wall. If he goes out on the map, however, and gets this first army killed, that could be, yeah, pretty bad for Handy here.
Yeah, we'll have to see. This is a really early attack going two barracks off one base. Like normally you would see one barracks expand and then add in second barracks and academy. So this is earlier than normal now. Will Deska be prepared for it? Looks like he does have a sunken coming up. And critically for Handy, he is going to scout this Hydralisk. Now he's probably still thinking that this is probably going to be for lurkers and not Hydras. But let's see, will he kill the sunken here?
Oh, pretty close. Yeah, I'm not sure where this is going. I think this is a pretty good position for the Terran, scouting those Hydras here. He also scouted multiple Hydras, and yeah, with that he knows that there's an attack coming. Whether it will be like mass Hydras or fast lurkers, he will just get bunkers against both of them. So I think he will be fine. But Deska is making non-stop drones right now, so this could really be interesting.
Yeah, I think he feels safe after having killed that early push, knowing that, okay, Handy's on one base and he just lost his first initial push, so he's not going to really have enough to attack me anytime soon. And Handy's been expanding yet behind this. He's going to go ahead and add on a factory now. I'm assuming he wants to get some tanks out then to either help deal with the lurkers, excuse me, or the hydras. But we'll have to see. Looks like he's going to lift it, so maybe he just wants to tech up, get into those vessels, or dropships or something else very quickly here.
Yeah, and Deska now, of course, this Overlord in a very nice position always sees the bio moving out of the base, so he's preparing for this little next attack with another Sunken at the third base and some additional Hydroless production. And I think he will not take any damage, but I mean, it's always good for the Terran to just move out and force the Zerg to not make drones, basically.
Look at this factory where it floated. It's floating to where it give him scouting of drops. I think Handy knows that Deska's play is lurker drops, right? He's like, okay, he's probably gonna try and drop from over here or something. I'll just
Yeah,
float my factory and get vision. And he sees an overlord there, so he does go and snipe that. So nice for him. And look, he's even throwing a missile turret down at the top of his base here to
yeah,
come in. So he's
exactly.
really expecting some kind of a drop play. And I
Mhm.
don't think he's really necessarily scouted anything that would guarantee that this is drops. So this looks like more of a preparedness or I know what you're going to do, Deska kind of a play.
Yeah. Yeah, it really looks like he put in some research, maybe downloaded the replays from last season or so, or watched the VODs, of course. And yeah, it looks like he's really prepared and he knows what Deska's usual playstyle is. But I think he didn't expect the mass Hydras at this point, so this could be difficult for him because he still does not have an expansion, while Deska is on three bases, and the worker count is similar enough, I would say, for the Zerg.
Yeah, now he's going to have to get something done with this attack if he wants to, really stay in the game because Deska's really going to, like you said, fly away or really get his economy ahead here. But the fight is going on and it doesn't look like he's going to get much done here. Hydras are
Oh,
getting on top of the screens. Now, they did move command in there, so he did lose a few Hydras, but I think he's going to still be able to clean up the rest of this army without too much trouble here. And now Deska's got to be feeling like he's in a really good position, and this is going to be really tough for Handy. Like, he's still on one base here, whereas is on three bases and hasn't really taken any critical damage whatsoever.
hmm. Yeah, it looks to me like Handy assumed the lurker drop a little bit too much, maybe, and completely only prepared for that. But now he's in a position where Deska's even ahead on workers here. He doesn't have an expansion up, just starting the CC right now. And this is very hard to come back from for the Terran, I would say.
Yeah, we'll have to see. Like, ideally, Deska won't attack in with all his Hydras and lose them all to a bunker and some SCV repairs or something. But if he did something like that, that's one way that Handy could maybe try and get back into this game. Now he is taking his expansion, so he is going to get that up and running here in a little bit. What is Deska's play from here? It should be mentioned that Deska still isn't on Lair Tech. It has started now, and it's actually a little over halfway done here. It's going to finish up soon. But where does he go from there? Does he want to rush up to Hive, or is he going to start switching into his famous lurkers?
Yeah, that's a big question. Yeah, I think some Zergs we've seen, especially last season, I think it was very common that they actually stay on Hydras even. They go for upgrades and just mass expansions and Hydralisks, and we see Deska taking a fourth base now. So if you have the economic advantage as Zerg, you can just produce so many Hydras that you can just prevent the Terran from getting out of his base, basically. If the Terran is not careful enough, or if the Terran doesn't go mass tanks, and we can see there's no tank production for Handy. So with Bio only and the vessel is not doing a lot against mass Hydras. So I think mass Hydras could work, but we have to see what Deska plans to do.
Oh, Handy is trying to attack through this small choke here. There are some Hydras to try and intercept this, but not really enough to deny the Terran army from moving through there. So they are going to get out onto the map here a little bit, and there's not a lot really back at home for Deska. Like you said, he's still purely on Hydra. He is getting that Lurker upgrade. He is about to get the +1 finish for his Hydralisks as well, with Carapace shortly behind that. And he has a Queen's Nest started too, so I guess we're going to be taking up to Hive fairly quickly after this as well.
Yep. The first upgrades for Deska are finishing here. He is on +1. Carapace is soon finishing as well, and already starting the +2 for the ranged attacks. So he definitely wants to stay on Lurkers and Hydras, I would say. Yeah, but what about Handy? What are his upgrades? He's on 1-0. Okay, and double upgrading now. So pretty much the same upgrades at this point. Yeah, what is this attack? Did Deska catch this? I don't think he did. Now, of course, his Overlords is seeing it, but the Hydras look very out of place, out of position.
Yeah. This could be a nice pickup here for Handy. Being able to deny this fourth base and kill it basically for free would be really good. Definitely go a long way in catching him back up in this game. Now the Hydras are coming in. There's not going to be able to get down to this hatchery in time to save it. And it actually looks like he's deciding, I'm not even going to fight this army. I'm going to turn around. Maybe he's planning to go for some kind of a counter attack here. I'm not sure that's the best idea with 2 bunkers there, though.
Yeah, this is not going to work. He basically has to catch this army that is out on the map for the Terran. He has to catch it, I think. And I think he has the units. If he gets those additional Hydras and Lurkers that are sitting at his third base and flanks together with the Hydra force that he has in the middle, he can easily wipe out this Bio army here.
Oh, that looks like the play here. He's getting the Hydras coming back up the ramp here now. The Bio has moved in, started attacking, kills that first sunken. Lurkers are just now hatching, so a couple of nice D-matrices going down, really giving some survivability to some of those. But here comes the Hydra flank, and I think this Bio army is just going to get sandwiched here and
Yep.
destroyed.
And you can see how many Hydras are left over. And now he has the Lurk attack, so now it's even harder for Bio to fight it. At lower numbers and without Lurkers, Bio can actually trade well against Hydralisks, but against such a big army with Lurkers, it doesn't look too good for Handy, and he's nowhere near like taking a third base.
Yeah, we can even see Deska's ahead in workers, ahead in supply here. Um, One thing that is nice for Handy is that he did deny that fourth base, so it's going to be a little while still before Deska can get a fourth base and even a third gas up and running. Because as we know in this map, the third base act doesn't even have a gas. But a little bit more of an engage there, more of the Bio going down. Like this is looking pretty rough here for Handy. I don't know how he's going to be able to fight back in this game. He's basically contained. Now, you don't really want to attack in here with all your Hydras.
Nope.
Okay, he's going to back up. Losing all those Hydras is one way that he could let Handy back into this game.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I was saying, Handy's pretty much contained here on 2 bases, so he's going to have to find some way to get back in this game. Maybe this dropship will be that play.
Yeah, you definitely can never attack into the natural at Zeska. It does not matter how many Hydras you have. You could have 50 Hydras here. You are not breaching this natural. With 2 bunkers and a lot of bio behind that, and even some defense metrics from the vessels, you're not breaking this. But yeah, let's see what Handy can accomplish with that dropship here. I mean, Deska is taking the 5th base at this point, so he has the 4th pretty much running when the drones go back to the 4th base, but then he has the 5th base building as well, and he is still far ahead in workers, so I think he only needs to kill 1 more Terran army and wins the game.
Oh, well, we'll see if he can do it. The Terran army is out here on the map now. A large part of Deska's army is just sitting kind of near Handy's base, so this attack maybe can poke somewhere, see if it can't kill a hatch or get something done, but like I said, I don't know if it'll be able to. Like, Hive is done now, Defiler Mound is done. I don't think Consume has started yet, or we don't have any Defilers out on the map yet, so he has a little bit of a window here before Defilers are out. But it's risky. Now, Deska is moving into the natural here. Again,
Yeah.
feels like such a mistake. Now, one of those bunkers is going to burn down if Handy doesn't notice him repair it soon. But yeah, meanwhile, we do have that attack from Handy coming in, and this feels like it might be kind of a mistake here too. There's a lot of Slunkens, a couple of lurkers. At least I heard lurkers. I don't see any lurkers, but I feel like Deska's going to be able to defend this no problem.
Yeah, nice defense metrics here in the end, but Deska just has too many units. There was 1 lurker, got irradiated, but yeah, Deska just has the army advantage here. But if you look at the supply now, the supply is now in a pretty good position for Handy. This attack by Deska, he really lost like 3 lurkers and like 10 hydras, and Handy's army was not even there. That's how much you cannot attack into a natural. And now I would say there's like a small little chance for Handy still, but he really has to do something very quickly because Deska is now on 5 bases.
Yeah, and not only that, but Consume is just about finished researching here. First Defiler should be popping out any minute now. And with Dark Swarm, you can really fight now. Sometimes Dark Swarm can backfire if you're using Hydralisks, right? You throw the Dark Swarm down and the bio gets underneath it. All of a sudden, your Hydras can't do anything. Looks like a bit of a pause. To those Marines, so you really need to make sure you got at least lurkers, some lurkers with those Hydras, if you're
Yeah,
going to be throwing on those Dark Swarms.
yeah. At least 1 lurker should always be under the Dark Swarm, otherwise it's pretty useless. Except you have mass circlings, of course, that changes it a little bit as well, and he's producing some. He has 2 armor upgrades, but he has no attack upgrades, and he's also not researching. So I don't think melee units are his long-term plan here. I think he will continue to focus mostly on lurkers with the Dark Swarms.
Yeah, well, Consume is done. He does consume a couple of these links, so he will have Dark Swarm and or... I guess I don't think he is Plague ready, but he will have a Dark Swarm ready. Meanwhile, Handy is taking that 3rd base at that mineral base now. So yeah, if you can get that up and running, you can still fight back. I mean, Terran can survive for a long time on a little number of bases since Marines are so cheap. But here we go, first battle, kind of going down here. There is a lurker under that Dark Swarm, so Handy can't run up there.
Triple drop in the main of Deska now. This could be the deciding moment here. Can he kill Deska's main base? Or will Deska be able to defend this?
What a drop. He just has nothing in position to deal with this at the moment. So much damage. He's already picked off a couple of tech buildings here. Defiler Mound is gone. One of the Evo chambers.
Yeah, such a good trade for Handy here. Even if Deska maybe defends it in the end, the whole army of Deska streamed in a line through the natural here, and he lost so many more units. Of course, yeah, okay, he cleans up the drop, but he lost drones, he lost army, he lost a lot of tech buildings, his evolution chambers died, his defiler mount died. So I would say this was a pretty successful drop, and meanwhile we can see Handy pushing in the middle and basically claiming Deska's high ground here. But does he have the units to attack further? I don't think so. The Sunkens are just too strong.
Yeah, he did clean up those lurkers. He seems to think he may have enough here with D-Matrix going down on one of those Marines pushing in here. He's going to have to back out with that Dark Swarm and Sunkens there. All right. Looks like we have an Irradiate going down on a random Hydralisk. I don't know if that's quite worth. I think he was probably trying to get that Defiler and misclicked it. But unfortunate for him there. But yeah, he's going to push down to the low ground. Maybe he's going to try and attack this base from the back. Maybe he could pick off that Defiler mount. Or instead, yeah, this is what I was wondering. He's going to go for that base in the bottom right corner. And I think he's probably going to be able to get it again.
Yeah, I think so. So we can really see Handy is getting back into the game. Very nice moves here by our Terran player. And Deska should have a good mobility with Mass Hydras, but somehow it looks like Handy is outpositioning him here. Especially with that drop, of course.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy. So this base goes down once again here. Now, what happened to all the SCVs? Why is Handy so low on SCVs? Oh, okay. Yeah,
Yep,
lurkers at
11
the third base.
kills.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm like, something big happened, right? I missed it, but this is crazy. There's just action all over the map. So that's very good for Deska. Like, I was beginning to think, Handy's probably going to win this game the way he's coming back so much here. But that SCV kill was big there for Deska. Now, yeah, it's hard to say kind of who's got the advantage. Maybe Deska a little bit here, but there is another drop in the main here. Will Deska be able to defend?
Oh, and this time we can see it. The Dark Swarm in favor of the Terran here. No Zerglings and no Lurkers here. This Dark Swarm is killing his own hive. Man, that's crazy.
Oh, the hive goes down. So, yeah, you can kind of see how Dark Swarm can definitely backfire if you're on mostly a Hydra composition there. So nice play, nice draw from Handy. Now, I feel like Handy's gonna win this game, or like he's really turned this around. Done a lot of damage now. It should be mentioned critically, he is still low on SCVs after those couple of lurkers at the third, but he's doing a lot of nice moves here and getting back into this game.
Yeah, he's winning fights all over the place here and doing damage all over the place. He has 3-2 upgrades, which is pretty nice. I mean, the Hydras have 2-2 as well, but Bio just scales better as Hydras, I think. Bio is just better if you don't have lurkers in the late game, when there are so many upgrades for the Terran. But oh, he can't lose all the vessels here.
Alright, looks like he will get out with at least 2 of those vessels. One of them's really low. Deska does clean up that army, but where is all his tech now? It looks like he's going to be rebuilding a lot of his tech at this third base, which could be a bit vulnerable too. Like, he's got the Defiler mount still at least, because it's going to be a long time before he can get his lair back, or even Hive to get another Defiler mount if he were to lose that, or any other further tech. Looks like he's going to throw down another Hydralisk in there as well. Is he even going to try and tech back up, I wonder? Is he just going to stay on hatcheries now and hope that he can keep that Defiler mount alive for the rest of the game?
Yeah, I think we are reaching the end of the game here. I don't think he can take up, because we have a 3-base Zerg. The natural is also almost mined up here against the 3-base Terran, who also has no main base anymore. So both pretty low on bases, and I think one more fight like this one can decide the game. No Dark Swarm, all the lurkers are dying. Oh wow, this was a huge blunder for Deska, and now he has no lurkers left. The Dark Swarm again is not working in his favor here, and he has to retreat.
Yeah, Radiate even going off on that Defiler, so he basically, Deska just lost a big chunk of army there for almost nothing. Maybe killed a couple of Marines, if that, but yeah, basically nothing. Now Deska's going to be feeling the pressure here. We can see Handy moving across the map with a pretty decent-sized bio army and a couple of vessels, and Deska's going to have to scramble to get his defenses together here at the mineral only, which is beginning to be mined out, like same as his natural here. He's about to mine out of 2 bases. Oh, very nice lurker spine, gets a few Marines there, but will it be enough?
Yeah, I'm not sure. And I also don't think this defending the third base at all costs is not the winning plan here for Deska. He has to get another base up somehow, because 3 base versus 3 base, or let's say 2 base versus 2 base, it's not gonna work out in the long run for the Zerg player. So yeah, he has to push out somehow and take another base, I feel.
Yeah. Well, let's see if we can do it. A bunch of D matrices going down, and a nice play going down as well on a lot of this bio. And Plague Hydra is really good against the bio here. Looks like he will be able to push Handy back, at least for now. And he's got a good number of lurkers sitting there now, so I don't think Handy's going to be able to push into that base anytime soon, which is good for Deska. He really needed to stop the bleeding now. He's sending some lurkers here to top left. Is he going to try and kill some more SCVs from behind the mineral lines? Is he going to use them to try and set up a base? We'll have to see. Looks like he wants to try and kill some more SCVs. Will he be successful here?
Ah, he's definitely attacking them from another angle. Bunkers are not reaching. Ah, this bunker doesn't even have marines in it. But yeah, at least Handy is not losing the SCVs. He's actually pulling them away. So that's good for him.
Yeah. Now, no mining there for Handy. He is still barely mining from his natural, of course. It was taken so late that it still does have some resources left in there. Now, if he does lose the access to that third base, though, all of a sudden he's going to be on a timer. He was trying to take a command center there, top left, but it will get denied there from Deska as well. So Deska's still making some nice moves himself, but like you said, I think Deska's going to really need to get out onto the map and take another base or something. He is trying to take bottom left, but if Handy finds that, he could easily just go and kill that right now. Oh, very nice Plague.
Yeah, I feel like that's Handy's job here. Handy's job is to deny further bases of Deska, and Deska's job is to, yeah, basically secure another base. And yeah, with this hatchery getting up and the lurker count pretty high for Deska, it's difficult.
Oh
Handy
no.
has to score this.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hydra
another drop
picking off
here.
a few vessels there. Oh yeah, wow. Okay, another drop in the main. There's not even really, excuse me, anything in the main here for Deska, but still, anything forcing the army back here by Handy. Maybe we can pick off that hatchery. Doesn't look like he will. Looks like this will get cleaned up, but still. Nice moves now. This maybe leaves an opening for him to push into the third here. It looks like he was trying for it. The Dark Swarm is gone now, so we'll see. Maybe he'll go for it. Oh, he's got to be really careful with these vessels. Oh, one hit from a Hydra and they're each dead.
Yeah, this Hydra already got 2 kills here.
Oh no, here come the Hydras. These vessels are going down. Oh. Okay, maybe not. The vessels do back up, but still. And we'll see how this battle goes. A couple more vessels are coming in. The Hydras are backing out once again.
No more
Lurkers
lurkers
have all
here.
been irradiated, yeah.
Is this a deciding fight? 2 lurkers are coming from the back. I think with the Sunkens, yeah, Deska barely has enough here, and especially with the lurkers coming. Oh, okay, running into the lurkers definitely ends this attack, but it was pretty close. The supply is dead even here, but Deska is in the lead worker-wise, and he also has that base in the bottom right. That's so important, this base here.
Yeah, I think between bottom right and all the SCVs he killed with a couple of those lurker drops and denying this top left, like Handy's about to mine out of his natural. He's going to be on one base mining here. He does have a little bit of a bank, but I think Deska's done it in the sense that he's managed to fight back. Like at first, yeah, Deska had a big lead early on. Handy really fought back, looked like he was going to take it, but I think Deska was able to defend. And it looks like Deska's getting himself into a nice position himself now and can maybe push Handy back and take this game.
Yeah, I definitely agree. And now it looks like Handy is scouting it, but yeah, I think it's too late. Wow, one dropship going down to the Hydras here, one other dropship is scouted, and that will also die together with the vessel, and I think that is almost game here for our Terran player. He really has almost nothing left at this point.
Yeah, that was pretty rough. He still has some resources. He can remake a bit of an army. But yeah, like you said, I think Zerg may actually have this. We can see this in the supply now. He's up almost 30 supply. Really, it was looking really bad for him when he lost his main there. Like, I really thought Handy was going to come back, win this game. And Handy did really fight back well in this game. But from this point on, it looks like Deska is probably going to be able to move across the map and close things out here. We'll have to see. Handy is trying to take top left once again, but the group of Lings will be able to deny this for now.
Yeah. So if Deska doesn't lose all his lurkers again when he tries to move up this high ground of the Terran, then I think Deska could probably finish it here. Oh, the vessels! The vessels are not microed here by Handy. Vessels dying. He needs every single vessel he can get at this point.
Yeah, that's a bit unfortunate for him. We'll see. Here comes the big attack now from Deska. He does have a couple defilers, a bunch of lings in here, so Swarm will be a little bit more effective. Plague goes down, only hits 2 Marines, so maybe not the best use of a defiler ever there, but he's still continuing to push Handy back. He's going to be forced down ramp, and he is going to just GG out. GG is called, and Deska
Yeah,
takes the
GG.
game. Wow. What a great first game. A lot of back and forth. What a ride.
Yeah, like funny strategies. We really saw Handy basically over preparing against the lurker drop because he probably researched Deska's playstyle, and Deska just getting a lot of drones, getting ahead, and then Handy fighting back. Yeah, was an awesome game.
Yeah. Wow. Deska with that 444 APM after a 30-minute game, or almost 30-minute game. That's just crazy to me.
Yeah, I remember he did that the last few times as well. He really spams
Yeah,
his APM. Okay, we are
like
loading
Korean
the
level gym.
next map here. I have to
Are
go
these
FK for 10 seconds.
all right? So are these all best of threes? I can't remember. Or is the first game best of one? I know last round it was all best of one, but Mhm. Where's MasterReY? I can't find him, guys.
Oh, okay, I'm back.
Welcome
Okay,
back.
so game 2 is on Eclipse, and we are loading it right now. Okay, and we are ready. Okay, in the top right, we have our Magenta Zerg winning the first game. It is Deska.
All right, and in the bottom left, it is our blue Terran, Andy. Now, Deska did win that game, last game, but I'm also still a little bit worried for him in the fact that Handy was able to make such a big comeback in that game and turn it into such a close, hard-fought game after, the advantage that Deska had early on. Um, but we'll have to see. Maybe Handy wants to completely change his play style up. He's like, okay, the bio thing didn't work. Maybe I'll go for mech, or I'll try some kind of a 1-1-1 opening. Something like that, because I don't think we'll see him do the one base, two barracks play again here, and even building the depot at the natural. Looks like he's preparing to set up a wall here, so we're probably going to see something more of a fast expansion coming out here from Handy this time around.
Yeah. I think the big turning point in the last game after Deska got ahead was that triple dropship drop by Handy. And that was only possible because Deska never had the Spire. So if Deska can somehow get ahead again, I think he can fix that very easily by getting a Spire and some Scourges. And yeah, could secure the game earlier. But yeah, first of all, let's see what Deska chooses to do.
Yeah, once again, Deska did go for this pool first kind of build. Now, he didn't go for the early gas this time. So Handy should be able to get in there, see that no gas. So he should expect, okay, there will be a hatchery coming eventually, but there's going to be some lings out on the map here fairly quickly as well. But with the wall, he should be once again fine against any early ling aggression.
Yeah, I mean, he has to. I think he has to place SCV in the wall to be fully safe, but I mean, he has that SCV built in the barracks. But I'm actually not sure 100% about Terran walls against Zerglings.
I think he can build a depot or something underneath there, underneath and beside his other one to wall it off or something there. Yeah, or maybe there's one gap in there. I'm not sure, but yeah.
Yeah.
So nice block here by Handy with that supply depot. Just gonna annoy the Zerg a little bit, deny that hatchery from coming up, which is kind of a big deal, especially if it's your first expansion there for Zerg. He is gonna end up killing that off and taking his hatchery here at bottom right base, at one of these bottom right bases. What do you think about this?
Yeah, this is interesting. I have not seen that all too often here for a Zerg to take the second base so far away. This could be very hard to defend if Handy somehow scouts it and goes for a little push with the first medic. He has to build sunken at two locations, so he has to build sunkens at the natural and the third base very early if Handy scouts it. But first of all, Handy of course has to scout it, and since it's pretty unusual, I don't think he will. I think Deska will get away with that probably.
Yeah. Now we do have SCV in that wall, like you were saying. A couple Marines behind it, and actually, this is a fake. Handy is not taking that expansion, and he is going for two barracks on one base here once again.
Mhm.
Now, Deska Overlord does have scouting vision of a couple of these mineral patches. So if he's paying attention, he should notice that these aren't going to be mined by a certain time and should realize what's up. He's actually going to fly the Overlord in here a little bit more. Now, does he see the medic? No, that medic. He doesn't quite get to see that medic or firebat. He will see them now as they're leaving the base, so he should know
Yeah.
that this is once again a one base play.
Okay, and the hatchery is not done in the natural, so he cannot build sunkens here. He has to wait a few seconds longer, but those few seconds could decide the game. Oh, nice block here with the SCV blocking that sunken. Oh, that is so nice for Handy. This could win him the game.
Yeah, it really could. Like, there's not even any ling speed done for Deska. Like, another way you can do this is just make a bunch of lings and get a good surround. Even with the fire bats, you can take it out, but it'll be a bad trade for you, but you can still finish it off. Now he's trying to get this sunken up. There's not a lot of lings. There's no link speed. This, like you said, this could just be the deciding moment of the game here.
The fire bats are so important against the mass circlings here. And they come out on top, and with that, he can easily kill the sunken and win the game, I think.
Yeah, like Deska really, what can he do? He's got even no larva to really produce enough lings to fight this army, especially with some more fire bats reinforcements coming in.
Yeah, the only way he can lose this is if he loses the fire bat. Okay, he's losing the fire bat. But, I mean, that was still a lot of damage done. And the Marines still win the fight. And with that, they win the game. GG. Or G.
The single G is called. The medic did run out of energy here, so maybe, but yeah, he lost too many drones. You can see he's down to 7 drones at the end of the game, so he taps out, and we have a 1-1. So nice, Handy fights back in a short game there after such a long, epic first game.
Yeah, and this game really showed perfectly how little details can make the difference. It started with the depot block in the natural, and that he really got the depot up to like 90%, so it has had a lot of HP. So that delayed the hatchery, or that forced Deska to take the hatchery on another place, and that was the reason that the sunken was too late in the end, together with that awesome SCV block, of course. So all those little details that can happen in the early game can lead straight to your victory.
Yeah, I wonder if he was going to go for the expansion, but because he got the block on that hatchery, he's like, I'm going to go for this 2 racks play once again because I know his sunkens are going to be way too late to defend it.
Yeah. Yeah, that could really be a reason. Okay,
But
and the
either way, game
next,
3.
yeah, game 3 on Taucross, we will quickly show the map here on screen. There it is. So Taucross, also like Bluestorm, a map that was very popular a few years ago. Yeah, and is now back in the BSL map pool. What do you think about Taucross?
Yeah, very interesting map. A little bit of imbalances in the symmetry and stuff. We were talking about that depending on where you spawn. Like we were saying, the bottom base so much more open, especially behind the minerals for things like lurker drops or mutalisks. And in general, these bases are really wide open for Mutalisks to fly in and find angles to attack for lots of damage. But as we know, Deska doesn't really favor the Mutalisk play all that much. So maybe not. We'll have to see now. Handy is in the best spawn to deal with Mutalisks if the opponent was going to go Mutalisks in any case in this game.
Yeah, that is true. In the top right, we have the Terran player in the best spot with the least amount of surface area around the base. It is Handy.
All right, and on the left side of the map here, we have our Blue Zerg Deska.
I did
Now
switch the
we
colors,
had,
by the way.
yeah, I got him switched here as well. Now we did have one really long epic game and one short game, so this is going to be somewhere in the middle, a nice average length game, perhaps.
You mean a
But
nice
what are the
lurker
plays?
drop game?
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. Like, we haven't seen the lurker drops yet. Um, he didn't get to do it in game two. He changed his plan up in game one, and Handy over prepared for it. So maybe Handy's like, oh, okay, he's not gonna do it now, and that's where it comes out, right? Like, I want to see it. Come on, bring it out, Deska. Don't let us down.
Yeah. Um, I mean, what we said about the surface area and the yeah, the area around the base is also true for drops a little bit. I think the top right position is the worst to drop against. But I mean, this guy has to do something, right? So you still can go for it even if other positions on the map are better.
Yeah, one other option on this map you can do if you're going to go for drops is there is a little bit of a cliff above your natural. So
Hmm.
Deathka could even drop lurkers on that cliff and deny the gas mining or something at the natural there
Yeah,
for Handy. So we'll see if he wants to go for something like that too, if he goes that route anyway.
yeah. First of all, he went for the early pool before the hatchery again. This time no block, so the hatchery is going down at the normal time in the natural. And no wall this time for Handy. The first time we see him without the wall.
Yeah, this is interesting. You can actually block this choke here with like one depot or something. Um, but
Yeah.
he is going to just do one racks here so far. We'll have to see. Is he going to go for that two racks on one base play once again? I want to lean towards no, but he's already done it twice, so maybe he will. I don't know.
Yeah, no gas so far. I'm not sure when he took the gas in the last games, but I think he did it already. I think he went
Yeah,
for the academy then.
no.
But yeah, he's going for fast second barracks. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure if he did it this way in the last few games.
Either way, though, he is going
Oh
for two.
wow,
Now, he's sending a bunch of SCVs. Where are these SCVs going?
is this replay broken?
That's what I wondered, but maybe he thinks there's a
Ah,
bunch of
okay.
lings on the way because he scouted two lings on the map. So he's just sending them here to kind of block. And maybe that's why he got the second barracks here so quickly. Like, he still doesn't have any gas mining. Okay, he's going to take that gas now, but it's going to be a little bit late. So he's going to get either a bunch of Marines out or he's just going to have to take a base behind some Marines here. I'm, uh, I don't know. This build kind of confusing me at the moment, but we'll see. Academy is going down, so it is going to be some kind of one base push, but his medics and fire bats are going to be considerably later than they were in the previous games.
Yeah, and also this time he didn't get the block in the natural, so once Deska sees it with the Overlord that is already at Handy's natural, he will just be able to get some sunkens. So this time the game will not be as short.
Yeah. Marines could maybe pick off that Overlord if he got some high ground vision there, but no high ground vision just quite yet. Now, where is he going with this? Looks like Academy is finished. No upgrades started just quite yet. Okay, Stim is being researched. Still continuing to
Yeah.
produce Marines. Meanwhile, Deska's taken a third base and
Hmm.
gone up to a third hatch here now, or is going up to lair here. Now, Handy could, if he knew about this third base, he could probably just go across and kill it, especially once a couple medics are up. But it looks like he wants to push here without any medic or firebat support. I'm not sure this is going to go too well for him.
Yeah, I think he will rally the medics, but I'm not 1% sure why he moves out before the medics are actually there. But he will probably wait for the medics to arrive before he really tries to engage. But anyways, I don't think he can really accomplish a lot here. Except, of course, he scouts the third base. But it doesn't look like that's the case.
Yeah, it looks like now Handy wants to really go all in or something on this. He's even adding a third barracks now on one base. Continued to just produce supply depots, marines, and barracks. I don't think he even got the range upgrade. Okay, it just started right now. Now, yeah, okay, there's 3 Sunken's going to be ready here for Deska, so I don't think this is going to do anything. And Deska's just probably going to be in a really great spot here going towards the mid game.
Yeah, a little counterattack here by some Zerglings, killing 2 Marines and probably 2 more here. Marines have to stand back and get between the barracks. Okay, so yeah, cutting off reinforcements is very nice, especially if you have Mutalisks and try to like surround the Marine force on the map with Zerglings or so. This is not the case. We see actually a Spire starting, but nowhere near completion. But yeah, getting some free kills is always nice.
Yeah, also, with that Spire starting, he's not mining any gas really. He has literally 1 drone mining gas in his main. Okay, just now adding 2 more, and he hasn't even
Mhm.
taken his natural or third gas. So he's not even going to have enough gas for very many Mutalisks. Once this is done, he's going to be able to produce like what 3, 4 mutas or something.
Yeah, okay, he's taking the gas at the natural now, so he will be able to afford a little bit more. But yeah, this is definitely looks like an all-in here for Handy. Also, no eBay so far. It's just starting it now, so also no like +1 timing or so. It's just mass units. So it looks like he's just hoping that Deska is not expecting it, maybe underestimating it, and not have the necessary defense. But you can see Deska is adding more and more Sunkens. He has the 5th basically complete and a 6th one going up. But is it enough? There are quite a few Marines, but I think with the 6th finishing, it should be enough, right?
Yeah. Excuse me. I've always been like not sure how much bio I could attack into a bunch of Sunkens, how many Sunkens I need to defend bio. Heard a little trick that you need like at least 1 Sunken per medic, so with 4 medics there, you got 6 Sunkens. I think he should be perfectly fine if Handy decided he was going to try and attack in there, but he's not. And now we have a counter attack here into Handy's base with a bunch of Lings. He looks like he's going to be able to get at least a few SCVs. It's forcing the army back from Handy. And critically, Deska's going to get a scout off. He's going to know for sure that there's still no natural started, that he's on 3 barracks here, and that he's killing SCVs, interrupting mining time. Like, this game is looking really good here for Deska now.
Yeah, Deska just needs to defend at this point, basically, and then he should run away with this game. Um, about the thing you mentioned, the little trick, 1 sunken per medic. So any Terrans out there listening, if you want to win a game quickly against Zerg, just don't get any medics and then just run into his natural without sunkens, and then you win some quick games.
There you go.
Yeah, and
Now,
yeah, Mutalisks are out. So hard for
yeah,
Handy. He doesn't even have a CC started, and he will probably not get it up very soon.
he even denies that second turret there from finishing now. He does get the turrets up, so he will be able to defend these Mutalisks, but like we said, he's just so far behind in this game right now because Deska's on 3 bases here that Handy doesn't know about. He did scan around a little bit. He scanned the other main base, but did not see anything there. There is an SCV going around, so maybe he scouts it. But it looks like it's going towards the natural and will not scout this base once again. So the
Yeah.
longer this game goes on with Deska just sitting here on 3 bases, even though he's not like producing a ton of units, the better it is for him. Like Handy's got a pretty big army here, but like we said, with no natural, he's really just putting all his eggs in one basket, so to speak.
Yeah. The hype is even halfway done, so when defilers are out, I think this is game over. But at some point, if you have really like a huge, big marine army, you can beat any amount of Ling Muta if there are no lurkers around or no Dark Swarm or no Plague. So there's still a chance that Handy can win this, but if we look at the worker count and the bases, there's almost no hope. But he still has like one big attack with the army, I think.
Yeah, this bio ball was going in such a direction. I thought maybe he did find this third base, but then he does turn up. There's a ton of sunkens at the third base now too. This looks like some kind of a sunken defense game, right? Like he's got 6 sunkens at the third. He's got 7 sunkens at his natural. I mean, there's like 13 sunkens on the map right now. This looks like a fastest or something kind of game, but I mean, he kind of needs him, right? Like
Yeah.
he knows he just has to live long enough and he should be able to win this game. Even throwing down 2 more colonies there at his natural, so he's really respecting the fact that this is totally all in here for Handy, and as long as he can defend it or kill this army one time, he will win the game.
Yeah. Yeah, he should totally make sure that he has enough defense. The natural is pretty safe with that amount of sunkens, I think. The third, however, is so open you can attack from any angle, and maybe you can attack from the top. There are only 3 sunkens attacking, while the other 3 sunkens in the bottom are not reaching. So as Terran, you have angles where you can fight just a few sunkens at a time. And I think, yeah, he's just committing, and I think he will kill this, to be honest.
Yeah, we'll see. He does find the base finally, and he will commit in here. Now, there was a ton of sunkens here, but it is whittling down this bio army, but he's killing all the sunkens. Now, Lings and Muta's flying in, and he just killed so much of this bio army. Like, even if he still manages to kill the rest of this army and even kill that hatch, it's pretty much game over here. He just lost his whole army that he spent like all game building up. And
Yeah.
with that attack, this is pretty much GG. Like, there's nothing he can really do now. There's no way he's going to be able to get a big enough army to contest Deska or hold him back now, because all Deska really lost there was some sunkens and a few units.
Yeah. Yeah, sadly, it really looked like Handy got hit by all the Sunkens at the same time. If he really attacked from the top or so, maybe he could have taken it. But yeah, at this point, he has lost his whole army. He has no base. He has that vessel, so maybe he gets like a lucky radiate. But then again, there are only 6 mutas anyways, which are no turning into guardians. So one vessel will not defend 6 guardians, and I don't think the marines will either. So these guardians can just camp this high ground here, this cliff area, and basically deny Handy from moving out of his base at this point.
Yep. Handy has already moved out with a little group here. Gonna see if he can pick off that Overlord, but this is just a small victory. He's probably got to know that this game's pretty much over. Not being able to deny or kill that third base, and seeing these Guardians, he may just tap out here when the Guardians get into his base.
Yeah. Oh, the Guardians just flying in, not even using the cliff. If he would have the Marines in his base, he could definitely kill those 6 Guardians. But instead, he's just leaving the game here. GG.
All right, so Deska takes it down 2-1 and advances to the winners match. Really nice read by him, realizing this was an all-in, getting all those sunkens. He knew he just had to live. He just had to defend long enough that his 3 bases production would overtake whatever Handy could do off of 1 base. And he did just that, so congratulations to him. That doesn't mean Handy's eliminated, of course. He will go on to the losers match with a chance to fight back into that final match.
Yes, and to find out their opponents in their next matches, we will have to check the next match here in this group, which will be Squall versus Desagwe. And at this point, I again have the job to tell you some information.
No!
It looks like Desagwe did not show up for his games and was disqualified from the tournament. So that means the second match goes to Squall in a free win. And that means we'll see Deska fighting Squall in the winners match. And then later on, we'll find Handy in the decider match because he's going through the losers match against the Desagwe, who's not showing up. And then it will be Handy in the final match against the loser of the winner match, Deska between Deska and Squall.
Oh no,
Okay.
That's a bit unfortunate there.
Yeah. Uh,
That's too bad, but it happens. So we do have a ZVZ for the winners final now. That would mean.
yes, Deska versus Squall, and yeah, I mean ZVZ is a pretty fast and if I say simple matchup, I know the Zergs will get offended, but uh, there are not many strategies possible, and it's a quick matchup. So what I'm saying is, I don't think we'll see some crazy stuff like lurker drops from Deska in the CVZ.
Yeah. Now that said, we have seen some Hive ZVZs in GosuLeague before. I don't think it was last season, but we did cast them maybe a couple seasons ago. And if
Mhm.
I recall, Squall was involved in some of those Hive ZVZs. So maybe we can see some
Maybe.
Defiler players, something like that coming out here. Guardians. I think we saw Devours in those ones, but
Yeah.
no, we'll have to see. Maybe we get there, maybe we don't. It's not too often you see Hive, but let's jump into the game here.
Yes, the game is loaded. Let's go. Okay. On the left side of Taucross, it is Deska.
All right, and the red Zerg in the top right. It is Ash Squall. Now ZVZ Tau Cross. I wonder what the plan is. There is like it is a flat map, right? So there is going to be no ramp kind of advantage you can hold with your lings. You can still make, a concave around your choke area and defend that way, but there's no little extra help trying to funnel lings up a ramp or anything. Maybe something like that will come into play or be in the decision making of these players. Yeah, I think it's a little bit of bigger of a map as well. So maybe like a later pool or a later hatcher or something could be fine from either player as well.
Yeah, could be. I think it's definitely a tiny little bit harder to defend your main base against mass circlings because you need like one or two more links in your concave around the choke, around the exit of your main base. Um, yeah, but that doesn't necessarily mean that the players are going for that.
Yeah, now Squall is sort of scouting here in the right direction. I mean, he is scouting towards Deska's base, but he's doing it going along the top here. Maybe he's doing it such a way that he would miss the Overlord, or the Overlord would miss him if it was coming from there. I don't know if that's necessarily the strategy, but either way, he will have a little bit of that early scouting advantage. Or maybe he's just heading towards the natural actually to see if he's taking like an early hatch. But either way, Squall will have the earlier scouting information, which can be advantageous, especially in a matchup where having one or two extra drones earlier than your opponent can make all the difference and give you the game.
Yep. And I also think that usually you can say that in CVZ, the player who has a little bit later pool has a little advantage. That's what most Zergs usually say. Of course, not if it's like 9 pool versus 12 fetch, then it's too much later. But if it's just a little bit later, like 1 or 2 drones later, then it's usually good. But if I look at the worker count, it's 10 to 10. So I'm not sure. They are pretty much both in the same spot, despite Squall having the later pool, I think. They
With
still have the same
yeah,
hatchery time. Weird.
slightly later, but I'm kind of interested here. Is this a mistake or is this on purpose? Desk only has two drones on gas. Okay, so does Squall, so I'm guessing this is an optimization thing here from Zerg.
Yep.
Now, one of the drones though for Deska does keep getting hung up a little bit on this spawning pool. So I'm thinking that's slowing down his gas mining here just a little bit.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, that's a little hurting a little bit for sure. Yeah. Okay, but what is the general plan here for both players? So both players getting the natural up, of course, producing non-stop zerglings. Nobody really going into more drones, except Deska got one more, and the lair timing is a little bit faster for Deska as well. So yeah, Deska in a very slight advantage, I would say.
Yeah, I think he went for the lair before link speed, whereas Squall went for link speed before lair. So Squall already has link speed now. Uh, let's see if he gets something done with it. Having link speed first before lair kind of leans towards you want to get something done with that before your opponent has link speed. Like if you go link speed and then lair and don't do anything with that link speed, you just let your opponent have a faster lair for no reason. Um, but we'll see. It doesn't look like he's even sending those links out now. Okay, he is now, but by the time he gets here, I feel like Deska's link speed is going to be just about finishing up here.
Yeah, for sure. That link speed is finishing. So Squall not using his earlier link speed, and the Spire is quite a bit faster for Deska. So let's see if this attack will do something. I don't think it should, because both players pretty much had the same build. I mean, Deska got one more drone, so I guess Squall is ahead 2 Zerglings, but that shouldn't be a big deal in this fight, I think.
Yeah, especially because Deska's going to have faster reinforcements and he's going to be able to get a concave for himself through there. Now, looks like Squall's trying to push in, see if he can't get a little bit of a surround here on the links. So engage goes down. How will this go here for both players? Looks like Deska will hold and come out on top even. He's got probably a few more links here than Squall. So he's going to be in a very good position now. He is going to push out. How does this trade go?
Looks like Deska is barely losing, maybe. But yeah, definitely not in danger of losing this game, because he has the shorter reinforcement path and he will probably be fine. The first air units are getting produced, 2 Scourges here, and 4 Scourges actually, no Mutalisk. So the Zergling fight can still decide the game at this point.
Yeah, this is interesting actually. Deska's not even gonna make Mutalisks, I think. He's still only mining with 2 drones on gas. So I feel like his plan, he even crashes the Scourge into that Overlord.
Yeah.
And he's got a couple camping, so it feels like his plan is just Ling Scourge here and just not even get Mutalisks.
Oh, we see another fight, but yeah, Deska has enough, I think. Now supply is Squall is supply blocked. Oh, better concave here for Squall, but I think Deska barely have enough Zerglings. This is a close fight here, but yeah, Deska comes out on top. This okay, actually Squall going for an Overlord with only 1 Scourge. Okay, now sending the second Scourge. Oh, but Deska is okay, it's not defending the Overlord with his own Scourge. So now Deska supply blocked. I think the supply block doesn't really change a lot. Because you're still accumulating lava in the time you're supply blocked, and then you can spend it. And Deska is ahead anyway, so I think the supply block of Deska doesn't really change anything here.
Yeah, this is very interesting. I've never really seen this before. Ling Scourge. Like, usually you get muted. I wonder if this game is just really laggy, so both players are like, okay, Scourge are going to be more effective than mutas. I'll just keep getting Scourge.
Yeah,
Um,
maybe.
but yeah, we'll have to see who comes on top of this Ling Scourge battle. A couple more Scourge flying into Deska's base will kill another Overlord. Are they just, like, is the plan just to try and supply block your opponent with Scourges and then overrun him with Links?
I mean, if at some point you can kill all the Overlords and then camp the headship with Scourges, then your opponent will not be able to make more units. So if you then win the fight with only like 1 Zergling or 2 Zerglings, then you win the game, I think. Would be a crazy finish.
Yeah.
But I don't think that will happen, because I don't think any player can really attack into the other one and win a fight.
Yeah, it feels like we're gonna have to have someone take a bad Ling engage, and then someone, the other player, have more Lings left over here. Now, Deska's doing a much better job spreading his Overlords around the map. If this happens to be the game plan here, of trying to hunt down all the Overlords. Now, we do have Squall moving out, chasing the Lings back, but there's a couple of Lings hidden here for a counter attack, and this could be huge damage if they kill a few drones here.
Yeah.
This could be what turns the tide.
This is definitely often the game deciding move here in many ZVZs, also in like pro games and so on. You just see 2 Zerglings kill 5 drones and then the game is over. And yeah, we can see Deska is far ahead in worker count, and the fight. But the fight is won by Squall here, and the Sunken is not ready. can Deska defend this? This is such a close fight. There are more links streaming towards this base. Sunken is finishing, but it will get picked off here. Oh, but only 2 Zerglings left. 4 more coming. Okay, it's 6 Zerglings. I think Deska has this, right?
Oh, we'll see. Yeah, I mean, if he can defend these lings, for sure. It's really going to come down to, can he stop this attack from Squall? Because if he does, he has way more, or he has way more, I say way more, but it's 3 more drones, which is still huge. But if not, okay, now it's 2 more drones, so I think Squall might win this.
He can't lose the drones. He has another hatchery in the main, by the way. Deska does. So he has the production.
Okay, yeah.
So I think he could have even let the hatchery die here. But now he lost the drones as well. So this is a weird situation. I don't think he had to defend the hatchery with another hatchery in the main here. Now he doesn't have
Yeah,
the drones to support all of them.
I feel like that hatchery is probably going to die anyway. He should probably just let it die at this point. It's 5 drones to 5 drones. And I think Squall is just going to snowball this. Yeah, Deska leaves the game.
Man. What a close game here. Deska built so many Zerglings in this hatchery at the natural. I don't think he had to do that. He got at least 4 Zerglings killed off in the natural by the Zerglings of Squall surrounding the egg here, when he had 2 perfectly fine hatcheries with larva in the main base. So I don't think he had to build the Zerglings and try to defend that hatchery at all costs. I think that's what could have lost him the game here.
Yeah. Well, he had that 4 drone advantage, so even if he lost that hatch, like I said, he's going to have way better mining efficiency. Like 1 drone per patch in the main, he's still going to have. Whereas Squall is sitting there with 5, so Squall would have to have remade them, and in the time that he remakes them, Deska would have enough lings to go across the map and punish it himself. So yeah, I feel like mistakes are made, but Squall does come out on top, so he does take the 1-0 lead in this game, in this series, putting him 1 win away from advancing into the round of 8.
Yep. And the game 2 between these 2 players will be on Shakura's Temple. I mean, Shakura's Temple is a ladder map, so most of you probably know that map. But I don't think we have seen it too often in BSL. I think I don't even remember a single game on top of my head here. So I will show it on screen here, and we can take a short look at the map. So here we have it. Of course, 4-player map, and it's really interesting that you have this low ground natural, and then you have like 3 ramps leading out of your natural. So in other matchups, that can play a huge role, and you can get contained there a little bit, and it's very hard to take a third base. But of course, in ZVZ, that will not play a huge role here.
Also, quite a large map, quite a large number of bases, gas bases there. Again, I don't think that'll play too much of a role in ZVZ, but we'll see. Middle of the map's unbuildable. Again, not really something that comes into play in ZVZ either. But still, it's a pretty decent map. Pretty good map, macro map. Maybe we can get into a later game here.
Yeah, let's see about that. The game is loaded, and we are jumping in right now. Okay, so in the top left of Shakura's Temple, we have the winner of the last game. It is Squall.
All right, and in the top right, it is our blue Zerg Deska.
So, Squall 1 game away from advancing to the round of 8 here, to the playoff bracket. But this guy has to win 2 more games.
Yep. We saw, last game we saw Squall scout the correct direction first and Deska scout incorrectly. And once again, Squall is going to scout the correct direction first and Deska is going to scout incorrectly. So
Yep.
will this be enough of an advantage here for Squall that he's going to be able to take it down? I don't know if that scouting last game really was the deciding factor. I mean, yes, Squall won that game, but it's not because of his overlord. It was because of the mistakes, a couple of mistakes that Deska made in defending. the counter attack from Squall after he did a nice job killing off some of those drones.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I don't think the scouting mattered. And this time, both players are again doing a similar build here. So far, the same build. Do we have a hatchery here for both players? Yes, that's also not super common, I would say. It's very risky to go for a 12 hatch. Okay, it was an 11 hatch for Deska, 12 hatch for Squall. That's interesting. I think on 4-player maps, it's a little bit more common because, yeah, you don't get scouted as quickly most of the time. So
Yeah,
that's very nice, very economic build for both players. But Squall is scouting it. So what do you think?
yeah, and if he's paying enough attention, he would notice the hatchery time. Okay, actually, the hatchery timings look the same because Deska went for a slightly later hatch. He went 12 hatch, whereas Deska went 11. So Squall went for the 12, but Deska went 11. Um, you can't really see much difference in the hatchery timing, but that should give Squall a little bit of an advantage here by having that extra drone for mining or extra drone to build something quicker, and just give him a slight economic lead here early on.
Yeah, the drone for Squall is ahead. Yeah, okay, he's actually 2 drones ahead right now. Deska's hatchery is not that much faster because he built it a little bit too late. He sent the drone a little bit too late and built it at like 330 or so. But yeah, those are like minor differences. The most important part is what do we see for the first 100 gas here for both players. Okay, lair for Deska here in the natural, so that's very nice. He's making the lair in the natural so that the overlord of Squall that is in the main base is not seeing it.
Mm-hmm. Nice play. I think Squall was able to get away with that extra drone too because he had that scouting information. Like
Hmm.
he saw, okay, this is a similar build to me. I know I can squeeze out another drone before I have to make these lings. So nice little play he's here from Squall. Definitely got to give him a bit of an advantage, but we'll see how this first engage goes. Like if Deska takes a really good trade or a good fight here, he could all of a sudden turn the tide back in his favor.
Yeah. So Deska should have like 2 more Zerglings here, but of course by the time he needs to run across the map, Squall has those 2 Zerglings as well, and even taking this 1 drone together with the Zerglings, that should make no problem for him here to defend this attack. He can see with the Overlord that the Zerglings are actually running back, so this drone should be sent to mining at this point. Yeah, and now he's doing that. So now he has that little economic advantage that you mentioned.
No. Now, Spire for both players has been started. I'm wondering, are we going to see that Ling Scourge again, or is either player going to make a Mutalisk this game?
I am not sure. It was it was weird. I think both can happen here. The Spire timing is pretty much exactly the same this time, almost like Squall's like 2 seconds ahead. In the previous game, we saw Squall being at least like 15 seconds ahead, I would say, and he did kill an Overlord before Deska even had the first Scourges, I think. So that game was a little bit different, but yeah, I'm not sure what we are seeing here. Like anything could happen, I feel.
No. Well, Squall is ahead 5 drones, which is actually huge. Now,
Hmm.
he can't get these Lings caught out. That will mean that Deska has considerably more Lings here on the map. So this could be dangerous for Squall, especially if he's not in position to take this fight. Like Deska's just gonna have more Lings here.
Yeah.
This could be this could even be game-ending damage. Squall knows he needs to buy some time, trying to force those Lings to come fight him somewhere else. Will he get some more Lings out himself? Now we'll see how the fight goes. The Lings are kind of caught here a little bit.
Yeah, very nice first engagement here for Squall, but now Deska is blocking the ramp and killing drones in the meantime. That's very nice of Deska here. In the end, Squall will defend it, but how many drones will he lose? So far, he lost like 3, 4 drones, I would say. The Spire!
Oh no!
Oh, Spire goes down. That is so important here. Very nice move by Deska, and the worker count is evened out as well.
Oh, some Scourges are flying in. One does connect on that first Muta. Like, Squall's gonna have to micro his heart out here. Okay, he does still have 4 Mutalisks alive. He is gonna be ahead in this Mutalisk count now for a little bit. A couple Mutalisks being made, or at least one being made here. For Deska with some more Scourges. But Squall's gonna have to get something done, I feel like, with the Muta advantage now. Considering he has no Spire. He's gonna have to really get a lot of damage if he wants to win this game.
Yeah, Squall, it's re-droning, by the way, so Squall is ahead in drones once again, but yeah, no Spire, not even started. So it looks like Squall tries to finish it with Zerglings here, but Deska already has a sunken, even a second sunken, so Deska is aware of the situation, and he looks totally fine versus what Squall is planning here.
Yeah, 3 more Lings did sneak into the main of Squall and pick off another drone there. So nice little play there from Deska. Keeping that drone count even while he continues to build up his Scourges and Mutalisks, knowing that Squall can't do the same. And Squall is just like you said, he's gonna mass up a bunch of Lings here. Now the Lings are missing each other in the middle of the map. There's no Lings to help defend here for Deska. This could be a way that maybe he can get back into the game, but you don't really want to be fighting these Sunkens, I feel like. He could probably just go into the main and kill all the drones of Deska.
Wow, okay, we basically have, it looks like a base trade here a little bit. Links in both main
Yeah.
bases now.
Now, there are no Mutas out here for Squall. Okay, he's got one scamping the natural of Deska's, but there are Mutalisks still for Deska, so he will eventually clean up these Lings, but how much damage will be done for that? Okay, Lings are all gone now. He's 2 drones down, but there's still Lings in the main base here of Squall, picking off that spawning pool if they can.
There's only a single Mutalist left for Deska, for Squall here. And remember, he still has no Spire. So he tried to start one again, but it was cancelled. So Squall is on only one Mutalist for the rest of this game at this point. And his worker count is the same as Deska. Deska has... Oh, I'm not sure. There are 2 Zerglings in Deska's main killing drones.
Yeah, he's going down to 5 drones, but then there's no defense for the Mutalisks here at Squall's base either. So the Lings do get cleaned up. Deska's going to be on 5 drones here, but Squall has to run his drones. Like, Squall's just going to lose every single drone here. He's got to win the attack with these Lings, I think. Or kill every single drone and hope he can win a base trade or something. No, there's no way, I feel like, right? Because the Mutas would eventually kill the Lings even if all the drones go down for both players.
Yeah, the Mutalist advantage wins the game here for Deska. Even if he loses every single drone here, it does not matter. Squall is not getting another...
There is a spore colony, actually, on Squall's side of the map here.
Oh, wow.
With one Ling trying to kill it, but the one drone does kill it.
Yeah, but okay. As long as Deska has like 1 or 2 drones left, I think that's it for Squall. But the funny thing is that Deska basically has to stay here with the Mutalists, because otherwise the Zerglings of Squall will kill the remaining drones. So that's a pretty funny situation. 1 Mutalist for Deska is flying towards Squall, but turning back when he sees the Zerglings approaching his natural again. So it's a pretty funny situation here.
Yeah, because that one Mutalisk won't be able to fight that spore, so a couple of Lings sneak into the main here. There's only 1 drone, but can they pick it off? It looks like no, they're going to attack the Assimilator instead, Extractor. Yeah. And Squall is just going to GG here now, realizing he doesn't have enough money to produce Lings to do anything. So Deska takes it down because he has 2 more drones, 4 drones to 2 drones, and that's enough to win this ZVZ.
Yeah.
Kind of crazy game, but yeah.
With such low drone numbers, the player who has a few more just wins. GG. Okay, so game 3 coming up in the winners match of Group B here in the CVZ. Deska casually on 550 APM. I saw him spamming to 800s in the beginning when there was nothing to do.
Oh, these have been some kind of crazy ZVZs between these two.
Yeah, for sure.
I wonder what
Very
the
back and
third game can
forth.
bring. Yeah.
Okay. So, game 3 will be on Eclipse. So Eclipse is of course a two-player map. That means both players will get the scout information at the same time. And we are ready here. And let's jump in. Okay. So, in the top right, we have our red Zerg. It is Squall.
All right, and in the bottom left, it is the blue Zerg Deska. So yeah, as you mentioned, two-player map. Both players will get that scouting information first right away, so no real advantage there. Not that I think it really played too much of a factor in either of the games so far. But we'll have to see who's going to take this game. What do the players want to open with, knowing that their opponents will be able to scout them first and get to their base quickly.
Yeah. I think a 12 hatchery is a little bit too risky on the two-player map because a 9 pool will straight up kill it, I think. So we'll probably not see a 12 hatchery this time. Okay, we can see Deska getting the 9 pool here. Again in the same situation that blocked one of his gas drones on Taucross. I'm not sure if it's the same here. And Squall has opted for an Overlord. So will he get the 12 pool or will he actually go for that hatchery? That's the question here.
All right, 12 pool. It looks like the choice. So I feel like Skull should be favored here. Later pool, but extra drones. By the time the lings from Deska get to Squall's base, he should have the lings to defend. Now, that said, Deska is going to have the gas advantage here, so he's going to be able to get his tech up quicker. So he's going to be able to go for that ling speed, or that lair and mutalisks a little bit quicker. As long as he doesn't throw away too many lings or anything and fall too far behind early on here.
Yeah, and now Squall actually going for that hatchery. Yeah, so there will be a little fight, but in the end, if there's no huge micro blunder, Squall should be able to defend this. And we do see the drones getting stuck on the pool on the way down and up actually. So the gas mining is definitely a little bit worse for Deska here. So that could play a role. So over time, if you add up all the gas that he's losing, maybe that's one Mutalist later on, and that could decide the game. But yeah, we'll see. First of all, we have to see the early game. Deska running around the bottom here, so it's possible that Squall does not know this is coming. So there is no drone here for Squall, together with the 6 circlings. So maybe Squall is caught off guard here.
Yeah, trying to take Squall by surprise, but the first lings do come in. Squall should be aware of this now. Good thing for him, he is producing more Zerlings. He's even going to send a couple of drones here to help mess up the AI of Deska and add a little bit of DPS into this fight. Now, if Squall wins this fight, which it looks like he's probably going to here, he's going to be in a very good position.
Oh, Jones not fighting here, but yeah, still the first trade was too good for Squall, and he takes that fight very nicely. Really, by a big margin. He has a lot more Zerglings left over here. And now the speed is done, so he could even go for a counter attack.
Yeah, speed is done, and he's got 2 hatchery production. Like, yeah, we could see the creep colony coming down from Deska. He knows he's in a little bit of trouble. He's going to need that sunken up to defend and buy time for him to get his Spire and Mutalisk out. Spire has been started now, but will he be able to
Ooh.
defend this? Sunken hasn't even started yet.
Yeah,
I think this
I
is
think
going to be
that's it.
game ending.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it.
He's doing his best to try and micro around, forcing the Lings to chase it. Now, he does defend,
Okay.
but at what cost, right? There's only 5 drones left here. He even canceled the Spire just so he could have an extra drone mining. And there's still 11 drones on Squall's side. He's defended all of Deska's lanes just fine. And yeah, Deska leaves the game knowing that it's already over. GG. Squall takes it 2-1.
Yeah, GG.
So congrats to him. Squall advances as their first player from this group.
Yes, congratulations. Yeah, Deska a little bit too greedy there, even starting the Spire before actually morphing the Sunken. And yeah, he loses the game for that. But yeah, here's another shot. As mentioned earlier, sadly, the Sagway was not able to show up, so Handy goes through the losers match with a free win. So we will have our final match of the group here between Handy and Deskar next.
Yeah, that's right. We got a rematch here of the first series of the night where Deska did take that 2-1 in some pretty exciting games. So will Deska be able to take it again? Or will Handy come back and give us another Terran moving forward into the round of 8?
Yeah, we had a Terran, a Peruvian Terran advancing last time. We could see exactly the same here. Game is loading here. The map will be blindside. I will put that up on the screen here. 1 second. Blindside is not a ladder map, and I'm not sure if anyone knows it perfectly fine here. So here it is on the screen. Yeah, one of the most important features, I think, is the middle, where you see these gray dots in the center of the map. That area with the gray dots is or has reduced vision. You basically only have melee vision if you don't have an air unit there. So that could play a big role. So, for example, if there are lurkers, yeah, I guess no, lurkers doesn't make any difference because you don't see them anyways, except you have a vessel and then you have that air vision. But yeah, anyways, some zerglings in the early game also can surround some marines before the marines even start shooting.
Yeah, that's right. Then you also have that base just above or below your main base there. That is a mineral only on high ground that has ramps, three-way ramps kind of leading up towards it. See if either of those come into play here.
Yes, and now we have the game loaded up, and I would say let's jump in. Here we are in the final match of the group, Handy versus Deska, and in the top position on blind side we see our Zerg player, it is Deska.
All right. And in the bottom side, it is our red Peruvian Terran, Handy. Now, Handy did lose 2-1 last time. Both these players, of course, going to be aware of that. So is someone going to try to do something aggressive for this game? Is Handy going to say, hey, maybe I'll do... I was going to say maybe do something like an 8 racks, but it's already a little bit too late for that. Forward 8 racks, something like that. But is he gonna continue to play the same way he was playing before? You know, with the just going 2 racks on one base every single game.
Yeah, so I mean there is this do we call it rumor? I'm not sure. But people say that South Americans often go for like one base plays and more aggressive plays, and we have definitely seen it for Handy here so far in this series. And I think it's also true for Deska. So Deska on the Bluestorm game, for example, he got a lot of expansions up, but first he started with like a very aggressive Hydra attack as well. So um, yeah, very aggressive players, both of them, I would say. So this could really pick up in action very quickly here.
Yeah. Well, we already see Deska is going for that early spawning pool here once again. Like you'll see most Zergs open with 12 hatch in ZVT, but every single game so far we've seen Deska opening up with a pool first. I don't know if he's just extra scared of something like an 8 racks, or if that's just his style. I like to get the early pressure, early lings, and get out onto the map.
Yeah. And Handy on the other side is getting that early gas this time. So, for example, on the Torcross game, we saw him going for 2 barracks before gas, and that's why his like stim and medics were pretty late. This time we see the gas very early, so early that he's actually going for a factory and not a second barrack. So we will see probably a 1-1-1 build here.
Well, Deska will scout this. I know what's up, and I like this from Handy, changing it up. I mean, he knows he lost 2-1 going the 2 racks build every time, and especially in game 3, Deska just completely had that covered with all that mass sunken defense. So yeah, it looks like Handy is also going to get in and scout exactly what's up. Going to see that that second hatchery hasn't been completed yet, and also going to see exactly when that lair's starting. So very nice scout coming out here from Handy.
Yeah, I know that like most Terrans have this. I don't know the number, but they have this timer in their head where when they see the lair starting or the spire starting, they know exactly how minutes later the Mutalisk can arrive in your base. So when you have to build the eBay and the turrets, of course. So it's always very nice to see the exact start of the lair. But he
Yeah.
did not see the Hydrals then. So I think it's time, Snipe.
Yes, this is beginning to look more and more like Teska's famous 2-hatch lurker drops. Now it still doesn't have to be. You could still just be going for something like a lurker bust or something like that. But there is a chance here. There is a chance. Will we see it, MasterReY?
Yeah, I'm not sure. So usually if he wants to go for the lurker drops, he should already send another overlord, for example, to the bottom right, so he can drop some in the main. He's not doing that. He has one overlord on the left there. He could move that down a little bit and then drop the natural. But to be honest, with no overlord, no second overlord in place around the main base of Handy, I don't think we'll see drops here.
Yeah, that's a very good point. Hydralisk lurker upgrade has been started, but still no overlord upgrade. So this is looking more and more like this is not going to be that lurker drop. Now there is a drone kind of hiding here on the right or left side of the map. I don't know if he's just waiting to take an expansion there, but Handy is gonna scout that just almost at the perfect timing. Okay, drone is gonna run away from that scout. I don't know if Handy actually saw it. Looks like he probably did, because he's sending a vulture up in that direction now.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll never know what Deska planned with the drone. Maybe like a proxy hatchery to get some super early defilers into the natural of Handy or so, thinking very far in the future. But yeah, first of all, his lurker upgrade is finishing right now, and there are 2 hydras. So this is just like a super quick lurker rush, and the vultures are missing the hydras or the lurker
Yeah,
eggs in this place in this time.
I quickly switched the vision there, and they barely didn't see it. I think so. Handy has no idea what's coming his way here. This could be very dangerous. He actually has 0 detection for this at the moment. Like, there's no eBay started. There's no academy for scanners. I think he's just gonna die to this, right?
Yeah,
Like
I mean, he
detection is
has the
still a
right
ways off.
idea. Oh, hold that thought. Vulture run right, but they don't have speed here. Oh, not a single drone died here to the vultures. Maybe one now, okay. Yeah, one single drone dead, but the lurkers went into the natural. One died, right? Only one burrowed here.
No, no, there's one in the main too, at the main
Oh
mineral
wow.
line.
Ah, yeah, okay, see.
So one at the natural mineral line, one at the main mineral line, and Handy has no way to really deal with this. He does have mines, but I don't know if he's going to be able to get those down close enough to the lurkers to kill them. He's trying to build an academy so he can get some scanners up or something. A turret coming down there near his main command center, but he's not mining whatsoever, really. And yeah, he's just going to leave the game. All right, GG. Deska goes up 1-0.
GG. I felt like Handy had the right idea. He had a lot of vultures and he went for mines first and not speed. So he didn't plan to use the vultures to like rush into the Zerg base and kill a lot of drones. It looked like he really got the vultures specifically to counter fast lurkers by placing mines everywhere. But sadly, he missed the initial two Hydras. Those two Hydras were very early, and he barely missed them. And then he didn't have the mines in place where he needed them. Pretty unfortunate here.
Yep. But quick win for Deska. Now it's do or die time for Handy. He's going to have to win the next two games if he wants to advance. Deska just needs to win one more, and he will advance. So, yeah, he's got two chances, and Handy's got to win them both. Who will come out on top?
We'll see. Second game is being loaded up. It will be on Eclipse while we are starting this game. Thanks a lot to Anonymous for subscribing here during that last game. And now we will go into game 2 on Eclipse. Let's go. Okay, here we are in the top right. We see our blue Zerg. It is Deska.
All right, and in the bottom left, it is our red Terran player. Do or die for him. It is Handy. All right. Well, last time. Sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, my Spanish is limited, but I think Handy is kind of complaining a little bit about the map because he never played the new maps. Something like that. I think I remember something like that in the beginning of the last game as well, that he never played it before. If my Spanish skills are good enough. So yeah, that could be a reason why he maybe didn't really catch the Hydros or so. But now we are on Eclipse, so this is a map that he probably played a lot of games on, so that should not matter this time.
Yeah, definitely a map he's probably more familiar with. I think it was Deska that said something about the map maybe last game too, but I could be wrong too. Either way, a map both players are going to know better. Happier to play on. So what's going to be the plan here? Looks like Handy going to get that depot. Is he going to go for a factory again this game? Is he going to go back to his two base barracks play? We have yet to see him take a normal expansion timing, but I guess the same could be said for Zerg. We have yet to see Zerg take a normal expansion timing in this match. However, it looks like he's going to be doing that now. This was an 11 hatch instead of a 12 hatch, but still, that's much more standard looking from Deska than anything we've seen so far between these two.
Yeah. So we did see these two players on especially this map before, and that was our shortest game of the night, with Handy basically blocking the hatchery here and forcing Deska to take hatchery somewhere else, and then killing him with the first two medics and two firebats and 4 marines or so. Yeah, this will not happen, so we'll probably see a pretty normal game on a map that both players know very well for the first time in this stream between these two players.
Yeah. We'll see. So Scout does go off. Looks like Handy confirmed that. This was a hatch first from Deska, and he's going to go ahead throw down that command center now. And yeah, will we have an actual normal game here? It looks like probably, maybe. And this is where Deska goes to hatch lurker and kills him, right? Or gets defended.
Yeah, so there's one overlord on the right side of Handy that only has to move down and then it can drop the natural. And then there's an overlord heading to the left. So
exactly,
it could be. Yeah, it could be.
yeah, just
Overlord
the way he's
movement can
spinning
tell you
this
so
second
much.
overlord.
Yeah.
Yeah, like of course it won't tell Handy much because Handy can't see this overlord movement, so he doesn't know. But if he could see the whole map or see where this overload was going, he might be more suspicious of something like that. Now that overload has stopped for the moment. Will it continue on its way? We'll see. Okay, meanwhile, Lair has started. We'll have to see now, is he going to get that Hydra Den before that Lair completes, or is he just going to go for a Spire? Meanwhile, we do have some Lings running in here, and going to be able to pick off maybe a couple of Lings. Nice little micro here from Handy, but this is a pretty big deal, actually. It's going to
Yes.
stop Handy from being able to... Like, this isn't going to kill Handy, but it's going to stop Handy from having any early pressure on Deska, which is going to allow him to continue his tech tree up with less defenses.
Yeah, he can just make mass drones now. He doesn't need to produce additional Zerglings. Yeah, very nice move by Deska. And yeah, maybe it was handy not getting that bunker. Maybe a little bit too greedy, but yeah, he pays for it. Zerglings are still doing a little bit of damage here, killing another SCV, delaying the academy. So this was a nice move by Deska.
Yeah, the critical thing here is it's just going to buy him time. He's not going to have to get his Sunkens up as early for some kind of a 2-racks Acad push, which is, we can see what Handy was kind of going for here with the 2-raxes and the Academy coming up. Um, Now, he will eventually need something to help defend if Handy does get out onto the map, but still no medics have been started as the Academy is just now finishing up. eBay started as well, and we already have the Spire coming down here for Deska, so it does not, once again, it does not look like Lurker drops. I don't think we're going to see it today.
Yeah, the Overlord is still stationary, not moving here. So yeah, it's Mutalisk here. Yeah, but with that little early damage, uh, I think he's in a good position, and I'm sure he can also play a nice Mutalisk game.
Yeah, we'll see first Creep Colony just now going down. Because he sees, okay, the Marine count is getting a little bit high, I'm going to need something to defend. And scans going down from Handy, seeing if there are defenses. He scans the Spire, he scans the Creep Colonies going down. So he knows exactly what's going on here from Deska, and we should expect to see his turrets going down here just in a little bit once that Spire is going to be completed and Mutalisks will start being on their way.
Yeah, yeah, he should start them very soon. So are there... Yeah, okay, Deska doesn't have enough minerals to build like 6 Mutalisks right away. So they will take a little bit longer. Okay, he's also morphing the Sunkens. So the Mutalisks are a little bit delayed here because of the shortage on minerals. So yeah, Handy is totally fine not starting the turrets so far.
Yeah. One other thing he would have seen when he scanned is no second gas was taken once again.
Mhm.
Like, so Deska, even if he had the minerals, couldn't produce a ton of Mutalisks with only one gas. I'm kind of curious why he does this. This is like the second time we've seen him go for mutas with only one gas. Yeah, but we'll
Yeah, I'm
see.
not sure.
There is a little group of army here. I don't know if this is going to be enough with the Lings and a third colony coming up with some mutas, but maybe if he goes before that Sunken's done, he has a chance to bust through here.
Yeah, I don't think there are enough Marines here, but the +1 should finish very soon, I think. Okay, no, this still takes a little bit longer. So yeah, those Marines are not accomplishing anything except, of course, containing Deska or Deska's Zerglings for a little bit here. But now let's look at the Mutalisks. So the Mutalisks are flying in here. There's one turret in a nice position defending the barracks. So Deska is not really getting any damage done here, and there are also turrets on both mineral lines.
Yep. So it should be okay for now. Mutalisk count is low enough that he shouldn't be too afraid of it. There are 4 more mutas flying in though. Once those join up, maybe Diskin can start picking off some units or some buildings here. Um, Meanwhile, Deska did take both of his second and third gases here at the same time, so he's really going to start getting up on that gas pretty heavily. We do have a Hydralisk Den being that has finished as well, so it looks like he probably wants to go into a fairly quick transition into Lurkers, though he hasn't started any upgrades from there just yet.
Mhm. What I notice as well here is the worker count is quite a bit in Handy's favor here. So on the Bluestorm game, we saw Deska producing a lot of drones, and he even overtook Handy in the worker count. This time Handy, of course, having an early expansion, so he has more SCVs right away. But I still feel like Deska's on a pretty low drone count. And he's still making Mutalisks and even Zerglings here, so it doesn't look like he wants to change that. That's interesting to me.
Yeah, well, Mutalisks are going to dive in here on a couple of these turrets. Marines kind of are just leaving and thinking, I'm not worried about, control group of mutas here. Some of them do come back and will pick off some of these mutas, so nice little pick off and from Andy now. And now he's going to have a big bio unit, or big bio ball across the map here. And there's only 3 Sunkens. I don't know, is this going to be enough to defend? This is a lot of Marine medic coming across.
Yeah, where are the lurkers? The lurker upgrade is done by now, right? But I don't see any lurkers, so yeah, this could actually be the game for Deska.
Yeah, he lost all his mutas on Handy's side of the map there too, and Handy just stims, goes in, and busts through, and GG is called. Yeah. All right,
Crazy.
quick little attack, quick little end there. Didn't really put up much of a defense, and Handy brings it back 1-1.
Yeah, nice.
So once again, the game 3. Yeah, every series side has gone to game 3.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice of the players to bring every match to game 3 so that we can basically balance it out that we didn't have the Sakwe showing up. So we still have enough games here in this group. Okay, so game 3 will be on Shakura's Temple. We have only seen a ZVZ on Shakura's Temple. We have not seen a TVZ so far on Shakura's Temple, so that will be interesting as well. It's a 4-player map that changes things in the beginning a little bit, and in general, maybe we can see these ramps leading from the natural to the center play a role. We will see.
Yep. Well, do or die time for both players here. This is winner take all, basically. Winner of this match moves on to that round of 8, and the loser will be eliminated. So.
Yes. This is a true final game, not just a final match here, but also final single game here. And in the bottom left of Shakura's Temple, we see our Terran. It is Handy.
All right, and in the top left, it is our blue Zerg Deska. Now, Deska did win the last best of 3, 2-1. Does that mean Deska's going to win it 2-1 again, or is it Handy's turn? We'll find out. This is where it all counts for both of these players. You got to make it to that round of 8, get that win, make it to that round of 8. So you got to bring your best strategy to this game, right? The one that you're sure can net you that final win.
Yeah. Let's see what the players decide to do. I think so far all the games, or the whole, all the games in general, in summary, between these two players have been pretty close. We saw like one quick win by Handy, then another quick win by Deska on blindside with the 2 lurkers. So like 2 quick games for each player. We also saw like 2 longer games. So overall, I would say pretty balanced between these 2 players. So this is it. This decides it.
Yeah, well, we're going back to that early pool build from Deska. He tried the 12 hatch out. Guess it didn't work for him, so he's going back to that pool gas here. Meanwhile, what do we see from Handy? Looks like first barracks coming down. Is he going to go back to his 2 barracks play? Is he going to go back to that expansion? I mean, taking that early expansion seemed to work out for him, so maybe he will go for that again this time.
Yeah, but he's scouting the wrong direction, and it's an early pool with gas for Deska. So this could be a huge problem for Handy if he doesn't see this and maybe is a little bit greedy and doesn't get the necessary defense.
Yeah, that's true. I would like to see him send like a second SCV out onto the map if he doesn't scout Zerg here, especially knowing that Deska likes to go for the pool first pretty much every game.
Okay, he's doing
Okay, he looks
that.
like he is going to send it. Yeah. So nice. I think if he didn't do this, he might just straight up lose the game. But he will do this. But will he see the
Oh.
lings? Oh, the lings are going to go around the scout. Oh no, the lings are going in the wrong direction. Okay, no, they're going the right way now.
Oh, because
Overlord does
Deska
scout it.
didn't know where Handy was, but now he saw it, and that was nice for him because he avoided the SCV perfectly. Oh man,
Okay, he
only
scouts,
once.
so the drone is just taking the hatch though.
Oh,
Is it going to be enough? Okay, he instantly pulled that SCV when he saw the drone just now taking the hatch and pulling some SCVs. Can he defend this? This is going to be close. Okay, nice drill going down. Okay, I think he will be able to hold this off.
yes. So he reacted very quickly. I mean, it all went pretty well for Deska with the link pathing there and the scouting timing from that SCV. But at least Handy reacted, yeah, fast enough and almost takes no damage except a little bit of lost mining time here.
Yeah, I feel like if it was even another second had gone by where he didn't react and pull that SCV and pull the Marine back, he would have probably lost the game.
Yeah.
Or at least, taken way more damage. So very quick reaction from Handy allows him to continue fighting on in this game for now.
Yeah, and now we are back to transitioning to a normal game. Zerglings are scouting the map, trying to find that SCV, barely missing it. So this SCV tries to go for another scout, but there are two Zerglings on the ramp, so yeah, he should not be able to get in and scout the lair timing. Actually, never
Or will he?
mind. He actually does. And so if he can keep this alive a little bit longer, he can see the lair finishing, and then he can see if there's, for example, a Spire starting.
Even the fact that there's no Hydralisk den started really points towards this is probably a Spire. He
Yeah.
didn't actually confirm that Spire as CV goes down, but the fact that he saw no Hydralisk den done around the same time as the Lyric really kind of points towards this is probably Spire play. And there's a group of
Ooh.
Marines coming up here as well that Deska is just now finding about. These Marines and SCV will scout that the Spire and get that confirmation, which is nice, and possibly get some damage done here.
I think this could be game, to be honest. I think that's it.
Well, some lings come in. He does lose all the Marines. He will defend, but how
Okay.
much damage has been done? Like, he forced a lot of extra lings, and he did get a few kills there. So, yes, he
Yeah.
lost his Marines, but he's gonna have his own natural up, and like we said, he forced a lot of extra lings. Yeah, this is looking probably a little bit Handy favorite at the moment.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't think about the Zerglings that Deska still had on the map that came from behind, so I thought Handy will actually kill the Spire. That would be so bad for Deska. But yeah, it was still good damage. Handy probably slightly ahead here, and he's now getting his academy upgrades in the academy that is here. Oh, Ling run by.
Right, this could
Getting,
get a little bit of damage done. Does
yeah,
pick
two
off the SCVs, filling
SCVs.
the barracks.
Oh,
Slow that down a little bit there. So nice couple little pickoffs, but I don't think it's going to be too troubling here for Handy. He's going to clean up these lings and be in a fine position still.
yeah, so
Now,
3 total.
yeah, there's Mutalisks flying across the map. Are there any turrets being started?
There's a turret in the natural here. But there's no turret in the main base. I mean, Handy saw the Spire timing. Okay.
Yeah.
Ooh, a lot of these SCV were hurt from the Zerglings, and man, we have a very low economy game. 17 to 15 workers here, so both players, yeah, on a very low economy, but now it looks like Handy is fine here with all the turrets up in both mineral lines and at the barracks, so he's fine for now.
He's really going to need to start that SCV production again, though. He's not actually building any SCVs at the moment.
Yeah.
So I'd really like to see him start those up since he's so low on them at the moment. But He should be fine, like you said, against the Mutalisk for now. Looks like Deska is continuing to make some, or no, he's just gonna switch into Overlords and drones now. But he does have a third base up in the top right, so this game may kind of stabilize or normalize here. But I am still a little bit worried by the low amount of SCVs that Handy has.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, those initial 3 Mutalisks, I think they killed like 3 SCVs right away because they were damaged. So this was already such nice damage for Deska, and now here killing some more SCVs. So the Zerg being ahead in workers that early on, after the Terran goes basically for fast expansion, is so huge.
Yeah, like we can see the Zerg is 4 drones ahead now, even 6 drones. Like I'm getting really worried here for Handy. Is he going to be able to fight back in this game? Like the longer this goes on with such an SCV disadvantage, is going to be bad for him. Now he does have a decent group of bio that he could maybe try and pressure out on the map. Like if he could kill a Zerg base or something, that would be really good for him. But like I said, longer this goes on with him having such low SCV count, the better this is going to get for Deska.
Yeah, Mutalisks are still harassing here. Taking shots from 2 turrets all time, now 3. I'm not sure if this was the best attack. I think he only killed 1 SCV for... and the turret, of course, for losing 2 Mutalisks and getting a lot of damage done on the rest of the Mutalisks. And it looks like this is triggering Handy to move out. So is there enough defense
Yeah.
for Deska?
We can see him throwing down some more colonies now, and he kind of needs them. I feel like this is probably the best play for our Handy. Like he's got to
Yeah.
get something done, right? Or he's just gonna fall too far behind. So he kind of feels the same way. Now, will this bust it? This is kind of like do or die move. This game could be over like one way or another here very shortly.
Yeah, I would really love Deska to throw down 2 more Sunkens. S-
Yeah,
Because, I mean, he is far ahead, but he probably doesn't know this. He probably doesn't realize that he's so far ahead in workers. And now here is the attack. Where are the Mutalisks? Okay, Mutalisks are coming. There are only 3 medics here. Oh, this is pretty close.
is this gonna be enough? Okay, Sunken's going down. There's no
Oh.
Sunkens left. There's still a good number of Marines. I think he's busted through. Deska taps out.
Wow.
GG.
Oh my god, Deska losing the game with 26 to 20 workers. Wow. That's
Wow.
unfortunate, man. 2 more Sunkens and that would be his game, I think. But GG.
Yeah. Yeah, like he had the damage done, and he didn't have the SCV count behind this to support, going into the mid game support himself. So wow, he goes all in, and kind of pays off for him. He
Yeah.
takes it down. So Handy comes back, fights back from the losers bracket, and gets his revenge against Deska and beats him 2-1 this time to be the next player into the round of 8. And I believe that would be another Terran. So we have at least 2 Terrans now in the round of 8.
Yes. Yeah, so here again is the group on the screen. Handy and Squall advance. 1 Zerg, 1 Terran, same as Group A. And on last Thursday, we already saw Group D. That had, well, 2 Protoss, but Eriador is usually playing Zerg against Protoss, and I'm not sure what he's playing against Terran. I think he's also playing Zerg. So Eriador is basically 2/3 Zerg. So yeah, that's a pretty almost balanced lineup. We only have like 1 true Protoss. So I would really like to have at least 1 more Protoss from the group C. But yeah, it's definitely nice that we have a few Terrans here in the round of 8.
Yeah, no, for sure. Group C, I believe, will be cast in a couple of days, so we will find out for sure. I believe it's by G5 this week. I'm not 100% certain on that one, but
I
either
will
G5
check.
or Veer will be casting on Thursday, the final group.
It will be Veer. So
Okay.
yeah, just let me get this link in the chat here. Okay, there we go. So in the chat, you now see the link for The last group of the round of 16, Group C, cast by Revolution Veer. Just follow his channel so you don't miss any of the action. And then, we'll have the round 8 next week again, of course. Let me check that as well. On the 8th, so on Tuesday next week, we have on G5 Media, on the G5 Media channel from G5, we have the first half of round of 8, and on Thursday it will be again cast by Veer for the second half of the round of 8. And then in 2 weeks you will see more GosuLeague action on this channel for the semifinals. So those are the next few games. I guess I can also show it on screen here. Let's see.
Yeah, that's right. I believe we will be casting both the semifinal matches here on this channel in 2 weeks.
Yeah. So
and
here you go.
Finals, I believe, are still to be determined. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the schedule. I hope you enjoyed today's matches, and of course, leave a follow. That would be well appreciated. And also, one last thing we want to talk about here. CPL has started. CPL Season 7, at least the sign-ups have started. And Snipe, maybe you want to tell us something about that.
Yeah, sure. So as MasterReY said, CPL, Coach People League, has started up. So maybe you think, oh, BSL is too high level for me. I feel like I'm kind of a noob player or middle of the road kind of player, and I want some coaching. Coach People League, best place for you to go. Lots of fun games. You get paired with teams and played against players of similar skill levels. Doesn't matter if you're 0 MMR, 1700 MMR, even up to 1900. All players are welcome. Like MasterReY said, signups are open. They'll be open for about 12 more days here. I can post the link if you would like to join in on the action. I believe MasterReY has already signed up himself to be a coach once again, and his team has a pretty good track record, I do believe here.
Yep, I did.
Three seasons in a row.
Yeah, 3 seasons champions in a row. Of course, the players play and the coaches only coach, but so far the coaching I think has been pretty successful. So I'm looking forward to this next season. The link is in the chat as well. So that's a Team Liquid thread. You will see all the information about CPL there. And there's also a big link at the bottom where you can sign up with an application form if you want to take part. So even if you don't know if this is the right thing for you or so, if you are getting into StarCraft, just try it out. It's always nice. The community is very friendly, and they will just take you with open arms. And if you still don't think that's your kind of beer, you can still drop out later on. But I think it's very nice for anyone participating, and you should try it out.
Yeah, definitely. If you're worried about time commitment or anything, it's not a huge time commitment. You can kind of pick your own amount of play time, right? It's just once a week you can sign up if you want to play or not that for that particular week. And like it's like, oh, I can't play for 2 weeks. That's fine. You won't have to play in those couple weeks, and then you just sign up again 3 weeks or whatever down the road and get one match per week that you have one opponent to prepare for. And yeah, a lot of fun. Team atmosphere runs for a couple of months here. So yeah, definitely check it out. Like I said, if you're a mid or low level player, or if you're a coach, high level player, and you want to help the community grow, give pass along your knowledge, help them improve. Great place for you to do that as well. So
Yeah, nice. Okay, so I think with that we are at the end of our cast here. So again, check out Veer's stream on Thursday, and then on this channel you will have some ladder action on next Friday again, as usual here. And yeah, until then, or until the next GosuLeague cast in 2 weeks here. Thanks a lot for watching and have a nice day. Bye bye.
Bye, everyone.